Hi guys. So, I guess most of you should know what have happened today, and honestly, this is shocking. I never thought that this would happen because Sulli seemed to be a very strong person. Whenever I saw her on social media or anything like that, she seemed very, very strong. Though I know there were some instances where she went on Instagram live and was crying and asking for help, and those were a lot of red flags that people ignored, and that just really, really sucks. No one deserves to feel like taking their own life is the answer. And it sucks that some people just think that in order to feel at peace and just to run away from everything, that taking their own life is the answer. And that just is never the answer. I don't think this would have happened if she had a better support system and that people weren't just so mean to her all the time. And it just goes to show that you really gotta be careful what you post and comment online, because that can really affect the way someone acts, affect the way how someone feels. You never know what your words can do. And this applies to both in real life situations and online situations. And I know that this is more about online stuff and the internet. And the internet is a very powerful place. There's just some people who aren't strong enough to ignore the harassment and bullying. There are some people who just are not strong enough physically and mentally to deal with these situations, and it doesn't make it right for anybody or any of you guys to go out and send hate to somebody, because you just never know how hurtful your words can be, how your words can affect someone in the long run and in the future. And it just sucks to see someone like Sulli just pass because of this, because of all those hurtful words thrown her way, and her just being criticized for just being herself. And there should be nothing wrong with someone just being herself and wanting to do what she wanted to do. She was a grown adult. She could just do what she wanted to do. Just because she's a public figure doesn't mean that she has to be perfect all the time. She is human. She makes mistakes like anybody else and is allowed to make mistakes. Just because she's a public figure does not mean she's supposed to be perfect all the time. That's just not the reality. Humans make mistakes all the time. Humans are not perfect, and she was a human, and people should have seen that. People shouldn't have criticized her so much. And it just really just goes to show that your words, you hiding behind a camera, behind a phone, behind technology, and just you could just say whatever you want. Shame on you if you go ahead and send hate comments to people, especially people as fragile as her or other people, just because they may do something you may not agree with. It's still doesn't make it right for you to send comments, hateful comments, because you never know what someone can do from those comments. Someone can take their own life, or someone can hurt themselves. Someone can just get depressed over this. Not a lot of people are strong enough to ignore the harassment and bullying. Not everyone is mentally prepared, and Sulli had health issues. She had mental health issues, and it was just not right on anyone's part to send her any form of hate. And people just didn't care. They just said what they wanted to say, and that's just unbelievable that people would do that. Like, have some common sense, actually be a human being, and have some emotions and feelings for once. Because I'm sure you wouldn't say that to say mean words to your best friend or your family or someone you really care about, because you wouldn't want to see them just fall into this depression. You wouldn't want to see them hurt themselves or even take their own life. So why would you do that to another person? Why? Just why? You just shouldn't do that at all. It just makes no sense to me why people think it's okay because it's on the internet. They could say what they want, but that's not the reality. They gotta think before you post, because words hurt. They cut deep. The tongue can be like a sword to somebody. They can pierce somebody and really, really hurt them. And it just sucks that we lost another amazing human being. I was a fan of FX, and I was a fan when Sulli was in the group, and I was kind of devastated when she left, but after reading about why she did, I thought, that's a very smart grown-up decision. She's her own person, she's an adult, she could do what she wants, and that's great that she's leaving just to help herself. And it just really sucks to see that it seemed to maybe just only get worse from there, and no one really helped who really cared. And it's just not right. It's not right to push someone to this point where they think that taking their own life is the answer, because you only have one life. And you have this gift of life, and no one should think that this gift of life that you have is a curse or something that is just bad. Being alive is a gift. It's not something that should be looked at as something negative or bad. And that just really sucks, because I feel like that's what Sulli felt, that her life was not good, and that life was meaningless, and that life just sucked. No one deserves to feel that way. No one deserves to feel that way. No matter what, you don't deserve to feel like crap and feel like you're so alone that you can't go to anybody and feel to the point that you have to take your own life. No one deserves that. No one deserves that. That is just the worst situation you can ever be in. No human deserves to go through that. And it sucks that stuff like this keeps on repeating stuff and nobody is learning from it. It just continues to happen and no one learns from it. No one learns from it. Because stuff like this always happens no matter what. It could be someone influential that something like this happens and no one cares. No one does anything. It just never changes. Some people just don't change and just don't care, and that's just the reality. And that's what sucks. I just waking up to that news, and the first thing in the morning, that's what you see, is not fun at all. And it's just a little bit hard when someone you may have looked up to, someone you really liked and enjoyed, and just to see them not be here anymore is very weird. And I don't like that. I didn't like it when Jung left. That was really hard. And I feel like today is going to be hard on a lot of people. And I just want people just keep in mind, be careful what you post. Think about before you write any comments or anything under anybody's posts. Think before you speak to people, and that, you know, you could in a sense become a murderer, have blood on your hands when sending a hate comment to someone, because you never know how they're going to take it. Because as I said, not everyone is strong enough to just ignore it, or to stand up for themselves, or to be able to handle it in a proper, mature way. Not everyone is going to be physically and mentally there. Not everyone is strong. And you just have to keep that in mind. I just hope that her family is okay. And that everyone out there is okay too. Please, if you ever need help, don't stay silent. Talk to somebody. And just know that there are people out there who love you and appreciate you, and that your life matters, and your life is a gift, and you should never think of taking that gift away, because life is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I think I'm just gonna end the video here before I become a soundfest to Sulli's family. I'm so sorry for your loss, and I hope you all stay happy and healthy in the future to come. Hi guys.